つだけはぶっちぎりの強さだ。半端じゃねえ。よける。ほら。
That was an exciting announcement to start things off. But hello everyone, I'm Tani, Dragon Ball Legends producer. Thanks for tuning in. Legends battles are expanding from mid-air down to the ground. These new battles where you'll be moving between the ground and the air will be called dynamic area battles. Of course, we have more info about that today, but we'll also be revealing info about new events for the 7th anniversary campaign and even some collabs. There's a ton to share, and actually there's a worldwide viewership campaign again too. Let's take a look. If this video premiere and the simulcast in Japanese get a combined total of 100,000 views worldwide, all players will get a gift of 1,000 Chrono Crystals. It's just like the campaign for part 1. We'll also reveal a promo code at the end of the show for getting even more Chrono Crystals, so make sure to watch until the end. That was a huge reveal right at the start, but remember, there are 3 major updates planned for the 7th anniversary year. The UI overhaul was the first, and it was released shortly before the anniversary. We said the second was coming during the 7th anniversary campaign, as here it is, Dynamic Area Battles. We'll explain about Dynamic Area Battles shortly, but of course, those characters in the video you just saw are the new characters for part 2 of the 7th anniversary. We have a ton of info for you about them later, but let's talk about these new Dynamic Area Battles first.
Let's start with what Dynamic Area Battles are. It's not that we are adding another special battle mode. General battles in Legends, such as raiding matches, will now be Dynamic Area Battles. Please note that battles and certain other events will not change from the original style. Dynamic area battles are more than just battles that can also take place on the surface. We're adding a number of new battle systems that will be exclusive to dynamic area battles, including Overdrive mode and charge attacks. Let's dive into the details. First, the battle area has been expanded. In dynamic area battles, fighting can now take place on the surface as well as in mid-air. You can move between the 2 areas, and there are special effects such as dust clouds when you're battling on the surface. To switch between the areas, you need to use a special area change attack. That's another new term, but it's actually quite simple. If you tap the screen, after landing a tackle or quick attack, you will perform an area change attack, causing both characters to switch areas. If you were in the air, the battle will move to the surface and vice versa. Of course, all characters will be able to use area change attacks. We also plan to add characters with arts cards that are more powerful on the surface or in the air. So, if you have a lot of characters in your party that are more powerful on the surface, then you'll want to fight on the surface as much as you can. Use area change attacks well and gain the upper hand in battle. Next, we have Overdrive mode. Put simply, Overdrive mode is a temporary power-up that can be activated by filling a special gauge. It's easy to fill up the gauge too. It will fill when you continuously charge ki long enough or when you take damage. The exciting thing is that during Overdrive mode, you can use arts without consuming ki and damage you take will be reduced. Also, the ki gauge will change to a special button during Overdrive mode. Tapping that button will let you unleash a powerful new Overdrive attack. After activating an Overdrive attack, a mid-air or surface combo route will be available, so choose the route you want. Once you've picked an option 3 times, your combo route will be complete. Each option will receive a random bonus effect, either a damage boost or health recovery, so pay attention when you're picking. Your opponent will also have options to pick from, and if they pick the same one as you, the bonus effect will be nullified. Some of you might be thinking that sounds a lot like a Rising Rush, and actually it's probably helpful to think about it like that. What makes it different from a Rising Rush is that you can receive buffs by picking a different option than your opponent, and as long as you manage to land it, an Overdrive attack is guaranteed to deal damage. Plus, the in-game animation can be different depending on the option you pick, so different options can cause different actions. Be sure to try different combinations. Let's talk about filling up the gauge. Charge up Ki by pressing down on the screen, and after a short while, you will begin overcharging and filling the gauge. Look out for the more powerful looking charge animation. Since continuously charging your Ki means you will be open to attack, you might be worried that filling the gauge will be quite difficult. Another new component will help with that. While overcharging, you'll automatically cancel out quick attacks, tap attacks, and tackles. Plus, tap shots will be nullified. This makes overcharging a lot easier. That's not all, because the new charge attack component will allow you to launch an attack while you're charging Ki. Charge attacks are easy to use. To activate one, just swipe toward your opponent while you're overcharging. You can even combo into an art if you land a charge attack.
Alright, that was a long explanation about the new components, but let's take a look in game so you can get a better feel for how they work.
The battle has begun. This time it's starting from the surface area, the area that battle starts and will be chosen at random between the surface and mid-air areas. Finding out which area you start in is something to look forward to each time. Let's start off by moving up to the mid-air area. As we explained earlier, you can perform an area change attack by tapping the screen after you land a tackle or quick attack. Alright, let's try using a quick attack to move from the surface to mid-air. Just like that, we performed an extra tap after a quick attack and moved to mid-air. Next, let's use a tackle to change areas back to the surface. By performing an extra tap after a tackle, you can knock your opponent down to the surface. Now, let's try Overdrive mode. The usual Ki gauge now has the Overdrive gauge showing in the middle, so let's fill it up. Being hit by enemy attacks will also fill the gauge, but we should use Overcharging this time. After you charge Ki for a certain amount of time, you'll switch to Overcharging and eventually enter Overdrive mode. We also talked about this earlier, but when you enter Overdrive mode, you'll be in temporarily powered up state. Earlier, we tried overcharging when our Ki was at 0, but if you charge Ki while it's full, then instead of normal Ki charging, you'll start overcharging right away. Another thing we mentioned earlier is that tap shots will be nullified, and tap attacks, tackles, and quick attacks will automatically be cancelled out while you are overcharging. Let's take a look. First, a tap shot. Like that, it gets nullified. Now for a quick attack. As you saw, it got cancelled out automatically, and for good measure, here's a tackle. It also got cancelled out automatically. Overcharging has defensive aspects that make it harder to interfere with. Moving on, we have the new charge attack that can be performed while overcharging. Simply swipe in the direction of your opponent while you're overcharging, and a charge attack will activate. With a charge attack, you can even do this. If it lands, you can combo into an art. That means you can start a combo and go on offense right from a charge attack. Charge attacks come out pretty fast, so if you see your opponent overcharging and let your guard down, they might get you. Don't let that happen. Alright, let's enter Overdrive mode once more. You're in a kind of powered up state, and your Ki won't go down, meaning you can freely launch arts attacks. What's more, your defenses will go up, meaning you'll be powered up on offense and defense. Here's another new thing to try while in Overdrive mode, an Overdrive attack. The gauge has changed to a button, so just tap it and an Overdrive attack will activate. Two options have appeared on screen. The red option is a damage boost, and the blue option is health recovery. This time, let's pick health recovery for each one. They all succeeded, and we've recovered health. Also, a special animation will play if an overdrive attack causes an enemy character to be defeated or wins the match. Let's see it for ourselves. We will get into overdrive again and unleash an overdrive attack. When the opponent is defeated, an intense terrain destroying animation plays.
So what do you think? If you defeat an enemy or win the match, special animations will play. So be sure to try defeating enemies with an overdrive attack. With the addition of dynamic area battles, you'll be able to enjoy Legends in a whole new way. Let's move on though. You've all been waiting for it.